I don't believe every business that we ever do on that note is going to be to our levels of worldly success. Like I think that there is more at play in our obedience than we would ever give credit for, or what we'd like to see play out in our lives, right? So David, we talked earlier about when he was anointed to be king and he didn't want to, but he felt called to fight Goliath. I think way harder than that is some of y'all might be in a waiting period like David was when he was anointed to be king, but King Saul was still on the throne. Right? Some of y'all are in that place in business and you've got a 9 to 5. You've got something else that you're doing that's preoccupying your time. I've got that in my own life. I've got other businesses. I run a couple of chiropractic offices, all these other things. There's a lot of different versions of how this could play out in our life, but what God has called you to might not be like a immediate right now. I talk with my wife about this all the time because I'm very visionary and I'm like, let's go, we're doing this thing. And she's like, wait, we're not ready to start. I was like, well, okay, I said we're doing it. And what I meant by that was maybe it's next year, maybe it's 10 years down the road. I don't know, but it's like, I know that this is something we're supposed to run towards at some point in time. So I just want to be doing the due diligence now to be there and to be ready when God says, okay, go. And so when I say do it scared, do it anyway, sometimes that means, okay, we're doing it, but we've got to get really tactical. We've got to do the things that lead me to that point. Some of you, it's take more courses online about entrepreneurship. It's listen to more YouTube channels. It's to do other things. It's to invest in. Maybe some of you have to start the LLC and go through that process. And there's so many different steps of the process along the way that doing it could look totally different. But that's where our obedience is not to the outcome, but to the objectives it takes to get there. And so we have to kind of reverse engineer that. And in the coming episodes of this podcast, we're going to start talking about that. And I want everything to be done through this lens. I love the concept of all thy might. Yes, we are fleshly beings. We're only so strong, right? But the word tells us that in our weakness, he is made strong. And so I kind of want to play on that in the sense of, yeah, we can give it all that we've got, but we can't do it without rest. We can't do it at the expense or the cost of our health or our family or our relationships, anything of that nature. Where we are in it right now might not be where God's calling us to with it, but I promise you that the promised land is still coming even when you're in the wilderness.